Good evening, lovely audience. I welcome you on behalf of Ek Nayi Disha Foundation and the Women Empowerment Program. Welcome you back to Babble, Gabble. Well, somebody has rightly said that a wise man speaks because he has something to say, and the foolish speaks because he has to say something. So, my dear friends, Jim Rohn has rightly said that effective communication means 20% is what you know, and 80% of your communication is what you feel, what you know. So, you have understood today's topic of discussion today is effective communication. And I welcome my lovely, beautiful ladies, Bhavna and Veena. So, Bhavna, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello everyone, this is Bhavna Verma and I'm an English teacher turned HR and now a life transformation coach. I'm honored to be here with you, Jyotiji. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, Bhavna. Veena, can you introduce yourself? Please unmute yourself, Veena. Thank you.
So, thank you, Jyoti, first of all, for inviting me. And yeah, hi everyone. I'm Veena. I'm a life coach and I'm doing my master's in commerce now. Yep.
Well, thank you once again for you all to participate in this lovely communication session of ours. So to begin with, I feel, Veena, can you let me know, like we all are talking about communication, though it sounds very simple, but there are arts of talking. So for you, what do you understand? What do you define communication to be as per you?
So for me, communication is something wherein you are delivering your message. You are conveying your message to the person, and it is more about the receiver. It is more on how the receiver understands your message. It is how you are conveying it and how he or she understands it. The most important part of it is, it's not just more of us. Most of them have this feeling that communication is just English language. So it is more than that. It is even the tonality of your voice. It is your body language. It is more than English language. So yeah, and the major thing for this is, it is how your, the end receiver, how he or she is receiving that message, and does that person understand the same way that you want to, convey the message. Only then you can say that the communication is effective. Yeah, that
Very
is
right.
my point of view about it.
Yes, absolutely right, Veena. Thank you so much. Yes, it is effective communication. In fact, for me, I will say in my childhood, our mom used to say, okay, that your tongue doesn't have a bone, but that is the most powerful thing. It can break or it can make a relationship. It can break or make a work for you. So use it wisely. So in another way, they were also communicating to us about talking wisely. So well, now as you have already told or informed us that what communication means to you, uh, did it really help you in your personal life to achieve any of your goal? Anything, the smallest of your
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, it does, right? Unless and until you convey your message, like something you want to achieve, something you want to even take it in your regular classes, like when you are a student, as a student perspective or from a teacher's point of view. If you want to ask something, you should frame your question in a right way. Otherwise, what happens is you are trying to say something, the teacher understands something, and then the result, the answer that she gives is completely different, right? So even in our day-to-day life, it is very important. Let it be from whatever you are doing, or even at home, if it is when you want to convey your message to your mom or anyone, you want to express yourself, you want to tell them that you are doing certain things or what you want. So that is important for it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that.
Bhavna, can you give certain example out of whatever Veena was talking about? that small goals, and you use your effective communication skill to achieve your goal. Maybe with our own, for me, it's my kids. I use my communication skills very wisely with them to get my work done through them.
Yes, very
Can
true.
you add on to it? Did you have any such incidences which you remember?
Yes. Yes, in my day-to-day life, like if I want something to be done by my brother for me, suppose if I want him to get something, because in this lockdown scenario we cannot go out very frequently, and so the male people in our family members do prefer to go out for whatever uh, necessities they want to get for us. So if I want him to get something for me, surely my language, my body language, my expression, my voice intonation, everything will be different.
You become the
Where I'll
sweetest of
be in a,
sister.
yes, sweetest of sister, and the most polite person on the earth. Like, I'll be praising him for his sorry, I'll be praising him for what all he does for me every time. You know, it's all about that. People do call it buttering, but I feel that is the effective communication where we have that capability, that caliber to, get the things done by, may it be a person elder to us or younger to us. Effective communication works.
Absolutely. When we are talking about this effective communication, I remember one of the, speech of Gaur Gopal Das about "I love you, mom." It is like
Yeah.
when a child is small, is like my own child, when she is just 2.5 years or 3 years, and she says, "I love you, mom." Means I should cuddle her. Maybe she's scared or something. And when she is, say, 10 years old and she says, "Mama, I love you," then I know she's looking for some ice cream. Okay. And
Yes.
when she is 18 years old and she says, "Mama, I love you," I know she has a boyfriend. Okay. Which she want to let me know about. Okay. And obviously, till this stage, I know what "I love you" means. But yes, now I will tell about myself. When I said "I love you" to my mom when I was 25 years old, my mom said, "Oh, so you want me to, give you some money for you to, start your own business or get into some other profession." And at the age of 30, 35, when anybody says, "I love you, mom," that actually means that at the age of 30, obviously, everybody wants to settle down, that I want to marry this handsome man. And then at the age of 55, when I say, "I love you, mom," then the mom says, "I told you not to marry him. I know from day one that he is not the right person for you." And then at the age of, say, 65 odd, I say, "I love you, mom." Mom says, "This is my house. I'm not going to sign any paper for you." So see, it's the same word, okay? On the lighter note, it's the same word, "I love you," and how it changes in every walk of our life. So that's an effective communication, I could say. Well, coming back to the discussion again back. Um, so Bhavna, I know you are a observant girl, very good in your communication skills. You are, when you talk, we all love to listen from you. And I have always been your biggest admirer. So I would like to know that, suppose you are a team leader, how are you going
Okay.
to use your skills to bring the best out of your employees to achieve your company's goal? So what is the skills you'll be using in that case?
The first, like, mostly it is said when in communication, mostly it is said that 7% of your communication is just your words. 38% of your communication is your tone that you use while using your words, and 55% is your body language. It 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 is a um, it is a mocktail of everything. Like when I am at a leading or managing position and I have subordinates who are working under me or with me as my team,
Mm-hmm.
it is very important for me to understand uh, the uh, the the way, the pattern they speak, the way the way they want to communicate, and how well I understand. I give a chance to them to express their views in whatever project we are heading towards, or whatever we are doing. So it is
Mm-hmm.
always important to give a chance to the person to talk. Listen. If we can shuffle the word listen, it
Yeah,
becomes silent. At
absolutely.
times, if we are silent, we are allowing the person to talk. And sorry, if we are allowing the person to talk and express their views, and we are equally making a good eye contact with them, we are using our body language in an effective way, wherein they are getting this trust on us. They are building their trust on us, that yes, my senior is understanding what all I'm trying to convey, and he is really going to consider and move ahead and take us as a team. Instead of imposing things on us, he is working with us.
So
I
that's
feel that is more important in a team, being
very
a
true,
head.
building a trust. Yes. And emotional intelligence also, I think in your communication, it plays a very vital role when you are
Very
really
important.
you are taking care of your team. So Veena, would you like to add on to it that anytime it happened that you are trying to communicate something, whether you're trying to talk something out, but it has been misinterpreted. Okay, suppose now you're a life coach, okay, life transformation coach. When you are trying to empathize with your client, okay, but does it ever happen that you are trying, your intention is very good, but the person takes it as an insult or feels offended? For if suppose you ask a very sensitive question, that, did it ever happen to you?
Yeah, it does happen. So if someone is, you are trying to be good and trying to communicate something, and the other person is taking it in an opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we need to, even then, it is not that wherein, you should just stop and you should be like, okay, understand whatever you like. It should
Yeah.
never be that case. You have to put across your words in such a way that, the person understands, and, you have to communicate in a very proper or precise manner. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. So,
That that's really true. You have to speak in a precise and a manner which the other person understands. We mostly say, always put yourself in the shoes of another person,
yeah, listen.
isn't it?
Yeah.
To think about it. So, coming
Yes.
back to you, Bhavna, about this communication, in that one of the biggest art is art of persuasion. That's what they say. If a person knows an art of persuasion, can win over anything. He's the
Yes, true.
he is the best employee of a company. He is the best performer. The productivity level of his team goes up. He knows how to get work done from his employees. Same thing happens in our house also. So I will ask you, Bhavna, a very simple question: that how did you use this art of persuasion in any of the important thing which you wanted to achieve in your life or you want to do in your life? How did you convince your parents for it?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and thank you for asking us that question firstly. wherever we are, may it be as an employee, you want to take a leave and you want to convince your boss, you want to persuade your boss to allow you to take the leave, or everywhere, persuading skills are needed, must needed actually, I feel. Coming to the question, I would take an instance of my own experience. I actually wanted to pursue this life coaching, and for that I have to travel for some for a long distance, like more than 10 kilometers almost. So what used to happen is, like we had come across many incidences, like many horrifying incidences like Priyanka Reddy case or such like cases. So
Yeah.
it is very obvious that our parents also, we being daughters, like we might not understand the plight of our parents' mindset,
Absolutely.
which most of us do this mistake actually. So at that time he was very much worried. Like it was around that time that I started my life coaching course. So again it was almost a day it would take to reach back home. So
Yeah.
he was like, no, you are not going there. I don't want you to go there. If you can do something online, if you can do something nearby, that would be
Absolutely.
advisable. I don't want you to go. So the very first thing I feel is understanding why there is a denial.
Mm-hmm.
Try to find out why there is a denial from your elders or parents' side. Like I asked, like, what is the problem? Why you are so skeptical? Because I can ride my bike efficiently and you know how I ride. What is the problem? Then he sat and he calmly explained, like, I see so many accidents on roads where girls ride so fast and they skid or they get dashed. Somehow they
Mm-hmm.
uh, meet an accident and they get hurt. And I that horrifies me a lot. And moreover, there are many things going around in news that I hear, many
Absolutely.
cases. So that is a matter of concern to me. You don't take me wrongly that why I'm saying no. So it is very necessary to build a bridge. If we cannot, if two parallel lines cannot meet, we can make a bridge, I feel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I tackled this in a way that I convinced him that yes, when I keep my location on. You can track my location through your phone, that where I am, where I have reached, and as soon
Mm-hmm.
as I reach there, I'll give a call to you.
Okay. Yeah.
In that way, you will also be assured, and even I will be tension free that my father is worried. I have to rush back and all that. Whenever it is there,
Absolutely.
if I'm starting, even if I'm starting from there, my classes, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming back home, I'm calling him. I'm telling him that yes, now I'm starting. Again, when I reach half the way,
Yeah.
like there are traffic signals. What I do is I just take out phone, because usually we have
Your phone.
headphones,
Yeah.
yeah, earphones. So I tell him that I reached so and so place. I'll be reaching home in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So this way, I successfully completed my life coaching course, and I'm certified now. So persuading, it is not the communication. The aim of the communication shouldn't be convincing or winning the communication. Yes, you should be the commander of your communication, but
Yeah.
please understand and empathize the plight of mind of the person to whom you're talking. That is more important. I feel
Absolutely.
most important, because someone is saying something else and we are in our own assumptions and we are in our own world and we are just boasting out what all we feel. That creates clashes. Instead of reacting, start responding.
Yeah, very rightly said, Bhavna. Veena, also, I think later on you just add on to it if you have to add more to what the valuable information what Bhavna has given to us. yes, it's very rightly said, like our human tendency is that whenever somebody is talking, more than listening, we are always ready with an answer. We conclude fast. That is how our brain is, our mind is made up of that. We are always ready to react to. But as Bhavna has rightly said, let's just think for a minute why the person is talking in this way. Let's be little sensible enough and then respond to it instead of reacting to it. It's a very right thing, Bhavna, you have said. And that is very important thing in a communication is let's avoid reaction and let's start responding to it. So, Veena, you would like to add on to it something you have learned in your life coach about this reaction and response to any of the communications or any of the talk any client or any of your colleague have done?
Yeah, I completely agree with Bhavna. Let it be her previous example about, asking her brother to get some things for her, or whether it is her going to the coaching classes and, being there, convincing your father for it and all. I completely agree. Both the situations I have been there. So yeah, yes, that is definitely there. And coming to like, how have you even done it with colleagues and all? Yeah, faced a similar kind of situations and completely agree to it. I don't think there's something else to
Yes,
add on to it. And yeah, we tend to, we are in a mindset ki, okay, now this question is coming, what should I reply for it, what should I reply for it, or what will be asked, or what should I tell. We don't want to even listen what the other person is telling. We ignore listening, I guess, most of the times.
that's
That is the
that's
most important thing which we tend to forget always. Yeah,
very
We
that's my point
genuinely
of view.
hear, we don't listen.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I will also in this just add a one thing. There is another very important role which plays is your body language. And as you were Bhavna was talking about the different ways of communication, which is one is your body language, which is visual, okay, and second is your vocal, the tone which we use, and the words, okay. It's sometimes what happens as we have already seen an example of I love you mom, okay. So these are words, okay, how it's being spoken and what it meant in every stage of our life is very different. Similarly is a tone of our voice. We don't understand that if you don't use a right tone, it really conveys the wrong meaning to a person. For example, mostly it happens over the phone. I'll give you a very realistic example. One of my friends, it is her habit that whenever we call her up, okay, any time of the day, if I say hello so and so, her answer is hello, yes, though she don't mean it, but the tone of her voice is such that she's unwelcoming the other person. So they say half the time when over the phone we welcome a person, obviously physically we are not present, so by the tone of our voice we welcome people. And that goes with anything else, like when we are talking without tension, we are talking in a very casual, cool manner, so our voice is quite plain, simple. So the message communicated through the tone of our voice actually carries a lot of message in it, can be positive or negative. Maybe your intentions are right, but the way it has been communicated or the tone of the voice you have used, it leads to something else. So anything else you want to add on to it, any other examples you want to convey on this, like say I have a teenage girl at home, so it mostly happens, for example, I'm in a work, okay, and my daughter suddenly comes and says, I have to speak to you, and I say no, I'll talk to you later, I'm in an important work. Immediately she gets a message by the way of my body language or the tone of my voice that mom is not interested in my work. Okay, maybe that is important to her, But the way I spoke to her, it is conveyed to her that mom is not ready to listen to me. So we have to be very careful, mostly with the teenagers. You must have seen that a lot of teenagers, I have also spoken to many of them, they feel isolated. They say we cannot speak to our parents because they are not open to their parents. They can't, they don't know how to communicate themselves to the parents. So as a parent, as a elders, or as a elder sister of the house, if we have anybody, our younger ones at home, or we have our daughters or sons at home, take out time just to listen to them. That's the best way. At times two friends sit for hours together, they don't speak, but still they communicate in their silence, isn't it? We have heard and we have felt it most of the time. So now I feel teenagers are facing this problem because there is a lack of good communication between parents and the child, or between friends. So I think in today's world, communication plays a very important role. Even what is our prime minister or any senior people are doing, they are communicating to resolve such big issues. It is not out of the physical action they're solving things, but just by persuading, by understanding others. So that is a importance of real good communication skills. So thank you, girls. You have been wonderful. And now I come back to our audience. Yes, we have shared our personal opinion and experiences that what effective communication means to us. And we have concluded that effective communication means it creates a trust, it helps us in our personality development, it helps us in problem solving, as Bhavna was indicating it, and it helps us to show us a directions. It shows us a clarity, which very much needed for our teenage children who are looking out for starting a new career. And communication, if you are very good communicator, you will build a wonderful strong team, whether at home or whether in your office. And not the least, you become a very productive person. People, out of the trust, out of your capability of handling conflicts, when you have a problem solving capabilities, you will be the center of attraction wherever you go. So my dear audience, I hope you found this session useful to you, and please implement these good qualities of having and effective communication skills. So thank you, and please do visit my website eknedishafoundation.org and follow me on podcast, which mostly comes in Anchor, Vintage Stories. So see you soon in another episode with another very interesting topic. Any queries, any information you need, please do leave a comment for us. So see you soon. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience.